Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Planet Namek Saga challenge for the Fighting Legend Frieza and basically how you can take it on. Now Planet Namek is one of the smaller categories on Dokkan. It's a very small category actually, and it hasn't received meaningful updates in a while. You know, we've got Frieza, but outside of Frieza, we haven't received anything probably since the Worldwide Celebration. Now, I know for Part 2 with Frieza, we will be getting a Int LR Broly, Int LR Ginyu Force, which does dramatically help out the Ginyu Force and Planet Namek Saga, but we are still somewhat limited. Now, your leads for the category are Strength Namek Goku, AGL Captain Ginyu, and the AGL Full Power Frieza. I went with the Ginyu Force mainly because of a couple reasons. Firstly, Captain Ginyu stacks, but we also have the Strength Recruitment Gildo who can act as a good tank. We also have access to two great free-to-play units in the form of the Tech Ginyu Force and the Physical Ginyu Force. Across from that, it does also allow us to use a friend Planet Namek, a friend Space Traveling Warriors lead in the form of AGL First Form Frieza, and then we can fill out the team with a variety of units, either being the Int Jason Berta. You could also potentially use the Int LR Captain Ginyu. You could use Strength Full Power Frieza, AGL Full Power Frieza. Ideally though, you want to stick to more Ginyu Force or floating support style units. I would say you could even use some more free-to-play Ginyu Force. AGL Berta should be okay. Physical Recruitment should be okay. I'm using the Int Third Form Frieza, a really fun little character who links up really nicely with the AGL First Form Frieza that I've taken as a friend lead. The rotations are pretty simple. Strength Recruitment Gildo mixing with the AGL Captain Ginyu, floating the Tech Ginyu Force, floating the Physical Ginyu Force, leaving one rotation of AGL First Form Frieza alongside the Int Third Form Frieza, and pretty much that's everything we need. So nothing too much outside of those. Generally speaking, everyone does exactly what they need to do. Recruitment Gildo are strong defensively throughout the entire event, with their guard and their high levels of defense. AGL Captain Ginyu stacks at a very fast rate, plus with all the support and Ginyu Force members he comes out pretty good. Tech Captain Ginyu Force and Physical Captain Ginyu Force both do a great job supporting alongside the Int Jason Berta. All of them floating provides us with pretty good support across the board. I believe Physical Captain Ginyu is an all-type support. I think the Tech Captain Ginyu is only a Ginyu Force support. Nope, there he's at 30% for extreme type units as well. And then you also have the Jason Berta, who are a Space Traveling Warriors support. So we have pretty much solid support the entire way around. We also have the Int Third Form Frieza, the unit that you do want to get some attacks in early on. He builds up his attack and defense by 5% with each attack performed. Well, sorry, more than 5%. He builds up his attack and defense by 7% with each attack performed, up to 70%. And he also has the ability to launch 2 additional attacks. Because he raises his defense on those attacks as well, having multiple supers from him really boosts his defense a lot. He's a Sworn Enemies category support, which is very, very big. And yeah, in general, he's a good, usable, good-looking unit. I think across the board, definitely a very solid unit, definitely a great performer, and for me personally, just a really, really solid unit to use in this event. Good for the numbers here, but really enabling the AGL First Form Frieza a lot. Now AGL First Form Frieza is our big boy. He's gonna be the one that's hard carrying us through the phases. Once he kicks in with his additional 100% attack and defense boost, he's going to pretty much be throwing down 17, 18, 21 million attack stats. And this is going to enable him to very quickly shred through the Frieza and the Frieza event. Like very, very quickly shred through them. Overall, he's a great looking unit. And for me as well, I think what really makes him good is that for this event, he's not too bad in the first slot situation, because he can't really die to the super attacks in that slot. There is a tech phase, but it happens very early on. So generally his AGL typing leaves him as type neutral. And as you can see here, he just shreds the Friezas. Frieza shreds Frieza. Of course, you can build him, well, you can build the team however you want. In terms of alternatives, Planet Namek Saga is a little bit limited. And like I said, it's not the biggest category. It has its issues, it's got its flaws. Ideally, your big problem is in terms of like general lead. So for example, if we look at like leaders, outside of maybe using your own AGL first form Frieza for a space traveling warriors team, you're hard coded to either use Strength Namek Goku, AGL Full Power Frieza, and AGL Captain Ginyu. I do believe pretty much all of these units can handle this event though, so it's not really something that I think is too big of an issue. Filling up the roster I think is easier on the extreme side. You have the double free-to-play Captain Ginyus who help a lot with filling up the team with usable units. And then you could potentially use at least one more free-to-play Ginyu if you want to. Overall, you are fighting Frieza and not Goku, so there are units that aren't going to benefit from taking him on. Of course, you can use the Int LR Goku. The Int LR Super Saiyan Goku will do an incredible amount of damage to Frieza with his guaranteed crits. But filling up his roster is also something that's quite challenging. You've got him, you've got the LR Krillin and Gohan, you've got the Int LR Vegeta and Goku. But from there the team kind of stops a little bit. Nail could be usable here, definitely I think. But then you kind of run out of options. Maybe the Int 50% support Gohan could be viable. But you start to really struggle a little bit from that point onwards. I think if we had like another Namek Saga Piccolo or something, I think then things would look a bit better. But right now I will say we're a little bit light on the super side of the Planet Namek Saga. That is assuming you already have the 3 LRs that you probably want to have to run the team. So I think the extreme one is just easier to pull together. AGL First Form Frieza carries very, very hard. Damage is very good, and overall, it is a very good run.